Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers. This is Aisha Qureshi, and welcome to my channel Immersive English. Today, we are going to study Robert Frost's well known poem, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. This poem was first published in 1923. Very soon, it attracted millions of readers due to its mysteriously impactful content. But here let me clear one thing, viewers. The content of the poem seems easy to grasp and memorize, yet the poem has a lot more to ponder. It has deep symbolic meanings and mysteries to unfold. Before I start the lesson, please like and subscribe my channel. Don't forget to click the bell icon so you promptly receive my upcoming videos. Robert Frost was born in San Francisco, but his family moved to Lawrence, Massachusetts in 1884 after his father's death. He was the winner of 4 Pulitzer Prizes. Not only this, but many credits go to him. His poem, The Road Not Taken, is often ritualistically read at graduation ceremonies across United States. He was invited as a special guest at President John F. Kennedy's inauguration. Frost was honored when he was asked to recite a poem for president. Frost had a profound knowledge of literature, history, science, and philosophy. Dear viewers, here at your side is the poem Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, a well known Robert Frost classic. First, I would take the honor to recite it for you, then explain it stanza by stanza. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village though. He'll not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. The darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. And miles to go before I sleep. Let me explain stanza number 1. Apparently, we see that the poet is on his horse for some important job and gets to stop by the woods for a rest. He remembers he knows who lives in the woods. The poet enjoys his moment in solitude and is lost in the beauty of snow-clad woods. Dear viewers, here the readers might get a feeling that the poet's mood at this point is pensive and philosophical. Somehow, the poet feels himself privileged to immerse himself in such tranquil and magnificent place. Dear viewers, let's understand stanza number 2. The poet realizes that his horse would find it strange to stop at a place which is not their destination. Probably the horse knows where actually they have to stop, as they might be traveling together in a repeated manner. The third verse contains visual imagery as it says, between the woods and frozen lake. Dear viewers, imagine being in a captivating forest nearby a lake which has frozen in extreme winter season. And at this point of time, it happens to be an evening, which the poet considers to be the darkest one of that specific year. Point to be noted, viewers. Here the poet uses the superlative degree of adjective saying darkest evening of the year. I repeat, darkest evening of the year. Although the place is absolutely alluring, but withholds many mysteries and secrets. Dear viewers, many poets have tried to narrate nature's beauty in their words, but Frost has taken the lead for the exquisite and original portrait of nature. I hope you agree with me. Explanation of stanza number 3. Extremely puzzled horse does not get any response from his master. So, he shakes his harness bells in an attempt to alert his lost master. He is basically afraid of prevailing darkness and the night that is still and quiet. The only sound they can hear is that of wind and the falling snowflakes. Dear viewers, here Frost has artistically captured the alluring nature. You must appreciate his style. Imagery in the stanza pleases nerves and releases stress. Let me explain the last stanza, stanza number 4. Here in this stanza, the poet uses three adjectives consecutively to show the beauty of words. They are lovely, dark, and deep. Dark and deep here show alliteration, which we will discuss later. And apparently, the poet cannot resist the pleasure of watching them. But he realizes that he has a lot of distance to cover to reach out to his destination. Worldly obligations force him to get back, as he has promises to keep. Dear viewers, this stanza has very deep meanings and it highlights the psyche of the narrator. The narrator says he has miles to go before he sleeps. The sleep here means death, and the poet has to complete many tasks before he meets with death. This poem seems simple but is loaded with meanings on account of the use of the following literary devices. Let me begin with alliteration. As you all know, alliteration is the repetition of consonant sounds in the beginning of nearby words. Here, the alliteration used in the poem is he will not see me stopping here. So, S of see and S of stopping here has alliteration in it. The second one, to watch his woods fill up with snow. Here, the letter W is repeated. The words are lovely, dark, and deep. In both of the words, dark and deep, D is repeated. Moving on, the poet has used personification. Here, the verse, my little horse must think it queer. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. In the above lines, the horse has the ability to think like humans and to ask if there is a mistake. The next poetic device is hyperbole. As you all know, hyperbole is an exaggerated statement. The sample in the poem is to watch his woods fill up with snow. Fill up with snow to mean the snow covered wood is a deliberate exaggeration from the poet. Last but not the least, The poet has used symbolism in the poem. The dark, deep woods symbolize death. The poet's journey symbolizes life. The snow symbolizes purity. The night is cold, snowy, and dark, and it clearly symbolizes fear and anxiety. With this, we come to an end of this lesson. I hope that you have understood the concept. If you have any queries, comment down below. I leave with the hope that you would appreciate my humble effort. But before I leave, I would like to share a beautiful quote by Robert Frost. Poetry is when an emotion has found its thought and the thought has found words. Stay blessed. Allah Hafiz.